So in today's video, this is not a video about gear. This is not a video showing you a tutorial on how to do anything. This is me just having my mini podcast, my mini vent session to give you guys some insight about videography and how the business is going for me and some of the things that I would say look out for as a videographer. And the first thing I would say, watch out for your overhead. That's probably the biggest thing right now. I'm 24 years old. I'm a videographer out of Atlanta, and the biggest thing that's kicking my behind right now is solely having a big overhead. And sometimes you may not realize that overhead is going to be big at the time because you may be making a lot of money and things going smooth. But as soon as things slow down, that's when you start realizing, okay, maybe my overhead is a little too high for what's going on, because you got to give yourself some cushion for when things are slowing down. And it's okay. You got to embrace it. And that's one of the things I've come to closure with myself with when it comes to having that overhead. So watch out for that. The next thing I would say look out for, and you're going to see often, is some people with less skill than you getting booked a little bit more. And I haven't fully put my finger on the reasons why, but if I was to name some reasons off the top of my head, it'll probably be because their prices are maybe cheaper, or they actually presented a strategy, and then more than likely it's probably a relationship somewhere within the network. Out of those things, that's more than likely one of the reasons. And I just want to say, don't beat yourself up about it. There's plenty of money out here for everybody, so do not have a scarce mindset. I know the market may seem like it's a lot of people doing videography or photography, but I promise you it's a customer out there for you. You just got to position yourself right. You got to come up with the right package, the right idea, and present it to the right person, and I'm sure they will invest in you. So you got to be willing to put that time in to think of that idea, or you just may have to craft up your skill and just get better. There are multiple reasons why. Most of the time as a videographer, there's this one thing that I realize as well, and that's you having the mindset of not investing in yourself. As a videographer, I think you should always invest in yourself outside of equipment. Go learn new skills inside of media, marketing, and things like that, as far as SEOs and those different things, because that allow you to create different packages. And packages allow you to get booked more and charge more. And if you really get tired of, the market being saturated with people taking your clients and stuff, clients, they want the best price. They want the lowest price, and they want the best deal they can get. So you have to separate from certain crowds that's looking for that. You got to go to the bigger crowd that's actually looking to spend some money with a marketing group where they can bring in the media and the marketing strategy and etc. You got to be that company for people now. The market is now shift. You have to offer more to get more. You can't offer less and get more. A lot of the times that's kind of fading out because money is starting to be tight. Things starting to shift. People starting to want to get more for their money than you're just taking from them, and they're not just going to give you money because you can create 2 or 3 videos for them. They want you to offer more. Offer them some marketing strategies, offer them some SEOs, offer them everything. Anything you can think of. I'm not gonna say everything, but things you can offer to enhance the package overall. That's all I'm saying. Offer a package that offers more, add more value, and then that way you can charge more, and then the right person will find you. That's ultimately the reason of creating a package. And I would say as a videographer, and this is one of the biggest things that I'm taking advantage of now, it's just creating more content. If you create more content as a videographer, for one, it shows you know what you're doing, but then it also keeps you relevant, and it keeps you fresh on people's timeline. The more you pop on somebody's timeline, the more they'll think about you. So continuously posting content, it can be personal work, your own personal content, which you giving different insights, tutorials. Once you introduce yourself to people and they connect with you, they know who you are, they know what you can do. Of course, every now and then, make sure you showcase your skill, but overall, create more content so you can stay on top of people's mind. And when it comes to creating content, you want to make sure you're targeting these points. You want to make sure you're adding value. You want to make sure you're staying relevant. Those are like the biggest two. And you're staying up to date. You're not talking about things that's outdated as well. You want to stay up to date with current trends and things like that, and just stay in the loop with what's going on around you, because the worst thing you want to do is be that guy that's talking about a whole bunch of stuff that's not relevant no more. You adding value, but it's not relevant no more, and a lot of people, it's kind of hard for them to relate. And we're in a time now where you have to be relatable. I realize on my TikTok versus my Instagram, people tend to like I wouldn't even say TikTok versus Instagram. I'm solely talking about the results that I'm having. Like when I'm making a video about adding value, I mean, I get good engagement, but a lot of people tend to lean towards my relatable stories and things that I've been through that they can see themselves in. That actually help with my content as well. So create more content that's relatable. That's really number one. And lastly, as a videographer, make sure you take advantage of all platforms when it comes to creating content, because you don't want to limit yourself to one. Because if you limit to one and something happens to that platform, you get logged out, you get disabled, something happens in the world. As you can see, TikTok got shut down before. And you don't want to be in that trap where you was focused on this one platform and something happens to it and now you're back at zero. You kind of want to even out the playing field, create different content. As you can see, I'm making a YouTube video and I make short form content on all platforms. And that's just the way that I stay relevant, and it keeps me fresh with creating content myself to keep my creative juices buzzing, because you don't want to lose that. And for a bonus one, if I was to leave you guys with one that would probably really change your perspective on all of this, I would say make sure you take care of yourself. And that's from eating, that's from working out, that's from reading. Me personally, I'm not big on taking long breaks or anything, but I, take some breaks sometimes, get some self-care. Doing nothing sometimes is not always the worst, but it can work against you if you do it too much and too frequently. Me saying take some time to yourself, that's probably, 1 day, 1 or 2 days. After that, get back in your zone and always stay on it, because if you stay out too long, you're going to stay gone too long and things are just going to start getting loose. You got to stay tight. You got to keep working out. The more you work out, the tighter your muscles will be and the stronger you'll possibly be. Same for the skill. The more you work it out, the more you do it, the better you are. So think about those days where you take off. You're going to have to make up for them in the long run. So keep in mind. So long story short, I just wanted to come on here and give you guys some insight on my videography experience and some of the things to look for. I may have more videos like this depending on the result of this video. So if you like more videos, you like the content that I just put out, you like the insight that I just said, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, share with a friend that may need this information, and just comment below so I know what I need to do and what I need to pivot to in the future so we can talk about some of the topics you guys want to hear.